Today I thought I'd share some healing benefits of apple cider vinegar. For resources in my book, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, I suggest cider vinegar as a vegetable wash, and of course there's many other useful tips for you in there that apply to your daily living. Very practical, very easy to do. Some of the information that I have that I'm sharing with you today comes from this very good book, Healing with Whole Foods by Paul Pitchford. Page 165, you'll find a nice write-up on the uses of vinegar in general, as well as cider vinegar. Let's take a look at some of the benefits of apple cider vinegar. Vinegar is classified as warming. In the Taoist system, that would mean yang. As a correlate, lemon juice is yin. And though lemon juice has many of the same functions, such as aiding digestion, dissolving things, etc., it does have a different energetic effect on the body. For example, most people wouldn't probably want to drink cider vinegar and water on a real hot day, but they would like lemonade because of its cooling effect. So there's an example of how you can perceive or experience the difference between a warming and a cooling effect very quickly. It helps remove stagnation in the blood. Something that's warming, yang, is going to express energy outward. It's going to move things along. Just like water in a steam engine gets moved by the fire of the steam engine and it makes things move. Whenever you put a warming substance, it will create movement of stagnation in many cases. Next, we see that Paul Pitchford explains that it helps with emotional stagnation, which is interesting because there's been times I've drank cider vinegar and water and found that it cleared my head and had quite a balancing effect on me inside. So I was quite surprised to see that it's actually prescribed for emotional stagnation by Paul Pitchford, so give that a try. Although cider vinegar as a fluid is acidic, it can have an alkalinizing effect on the body. I studied metabolic typing with Bill Walcott, and in our training we were shown examples of how things that seem acidic, such as orange juice, can produce alkalinizing effects in certain people's bodies, but not everybody reacts the same. So though there are generalizations, it is always wise for an individual to pay close attention to how their individual body responds due to a variety of physiological factors, such as different metabolic types have been found to respond differently to certain foods with regard to pH responses. It's a natural solvent, and it removes accumulations from the liver and the gut, largely from excess eating of rich foods. So people that are eating a lot of, shall we say, heavy, fatty, maybe eating particularly too much meat for their bodies, particularly commercial meats that are toxic, things like that. Cider vinegar can actually have a very nice solvent effect, give you a nice cleaning inside, and it actually feels quite good. It's also very good to heal from the pain of insect bites or stings. You can put some cider vinegar right in some water and put a compress right on it, let it soak in, and it can help alleviate the pain of those little kricha bites. It removes worms and many other parasites from the gut. So today that's a real important topic because there is a huge population of people with parasite and fungal infections, and it can also be beneficial for fungal infections, particularly superficial infections like nail funguses. And I go into a number of very important topics and concepts in my DVD series titled Healing Fungal and Parasite Infections, The Absolute Essentials, where I go through all sorts of natural things that you can do and how to get your home environment and your body and your mind and your emotions balanced out so you can heal effectively and permanently from fungal and parasite infections, and or learn to manage yourself so you don't keep acquiring them, which is probably the most important. Next we see cider vinegar helps to dissolve kidney stones. It reduces acne in many cases. There's many causes of acne, but the same reason that you see it applied here as a solvent and cleaning stuff out of the body is largely why you're going to see benefits with acne. If someone takes cider vinegar and notices a change in acne fairly quickly, it would suggest to me that they have a dirty body. And not only should they take advantage of the cider vinegar to help them heal, but you don't want to continue to use things like cider vinegar or anything else to keep trying to make your skin look good if it's a symptom of an imbalance in your diet or poor food choices. It reduces blood pressure naturally. The contradiction given by Paul Pitchford in his book is that you should be careful using cider vinegar or vinegar in general for people that have weak digestion coupled with watery stools, or people that I would call frail or sickly. Those are my own words added there. He also suggests being careful with it with people that have rheumatism. Now, rheumatism's a broad word. There can be lots of things. The end-all and be-all of it is, with all things, when in doubt, speak to a skilled physician, a naturopathic physician, somebody that has enough clinical experience to know when and how to use these things. Also, always consider that any powerful herb or liquid like cider vinegar can potentially have side effects if mixed with various medical drugs. So there are good books on the side effects of herbs when mixed with medical drugs. There's websites. Always consider that anytime you're adding a potent additive to your diet and you're on medical drugs, because you don't want any unfortunate side effects. Now, a couple little tips for you. For fruit and vegetable wash, you can put 1 to 2 tablespoons in a gallon of good quality water. If you want to use it for cleaning vegetables and fruits, if you can get a hold of distilled water, it will have more power to remove things from your fruit and vegetables. So if you mix a tablespoon or 2 of cider vinegar with some clean quality distilled water, if you can access it, or just the best clean water you can. Generally, my approach is, if you're going to wash fruits and vegetables, it should be washed in the same level of quality of water that you would drink. Otherwise, you're just going to clean your foods and poison your foods at the same time by using, for example, if you don't drink your tap water, don't wash your food in it. If you don't want to brush your teeth in it, then don't wash your food in it. So that's a very simple way and a very good way, not only to clean vegetables. Remember, a lot of vegetables and fruits have parasites on them. So one of the recommendations for people with parasites is to skin fruits and vegetables to avoid funguses and parasites. But by using cider vinegar, you can knock out a lot of the stuff, especially when it's on the skin or in the surface layers of the produce. Now, this I've listed as a tonic because it is a tonic. It's a stimulant. But this is their approach for people that want to reduce coffee or tea or any of the stimulants. So they recommend 8 ounces of quality water, 1 to 2 teaspoons of Paul C. Bragg's apple cider vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon of honey, and this is where I'm suggesting you might want to try bee panacea, because there's many other herbs and spices that are congruent with the approach here. So you might want to actually step up your game a little bit, particularly if you need a little bit more nutrition, a little more vitality, or you're in a stage of healing from something. Then we put a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'd be careful with the dose of cayenne pepper there. A 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper is going to be some serious yang energy. So it'll certainly get you moving, might give you a buzz, make you sweat. And certainly that would be still healthier than relying on espresso, which is extremely drying for the body and may be toxic if you're not using organic beans. Experiment with things like that and raw juices. You'd be amazed how much vitality you can get from drinking a high-quality, fresh squeezed raw juice, a little cider vinegar and water, cold shower, a little Tai Chi, and you'll find that you're not nearly as likely to need these things, like you just can't keep your energy state up, and you'll be much more skilled in knowing which tools to use that are non-toxic and supportive of your overall well-being. I certainly still love drinking espresso once in a while, but I reached a point as I balanced myself out using these types of techniques. I could enjoy it, but my body quickly lets me know when I've had enough, which for me is about 1/2 shot of espresso. My lips start cracking, my brain starts to feel tired, my eyes get heavy. So I just want to reiterate that I'm not a fanatic about this stuff. I'm not someone who goes after people and says, oh, you got to do all raw food, or you got to do... It's really about balance. It's really about finding out your own parameters within which you can enjoy yourself. Certainly there's things that bother me, like I love some good corn chips now and then, but almost any kind of chip in a bag, no matter how organic it is, gives me skin problems. I love popcorn, but my body can't digest much of it, so maybe once every week to 4 weeks I'll have a bowl of popcorn and just celebrate and take the side effects of it and know that I have the skills to balance myself out. So if you just think of the body like a garden, it's a living, breathing organism that is forever changing, and really having a healthy body-mind is like being a good gardener. You don't get freaked out when the weeds are there. You just try to address what it is and seek to find imbalances that are creating the metaphorical weeds to grow, and go about it step at a time, and through awareness you develop how to manage your own garden. So my approach to health is really all about having a living experience that produces awareness within you, so you know how to manage yourself, you know when you're going to go partying, what's going to happen to you, and you also have your kit ready. So if you know you're going to go out and drink a lot and wake up with a hangover, well, have that vinegar tonic instead of a bunch of coffee. Don't poison yourself worse. Take advantage of your skills to make everything more enjoyable and easier to recover from, and then you get to live. Otherwise, you can walk around beating the drum of anti-this and anti-that, and all the while we're stressed inside, not healthy, and not living. So those are my tips for today. I'll share something with you real soon. Hope you enjoy exploring your cider vinegar cures and tinctures and tonics. Talk to you then next time.